Hello everybody, this is Killer Film Reviews here. Today I'm reviewing the film John Wick, Chapter 1. So let's start off with our cast once again. Keanu Reeves is John Wick, a famous actor also in Matrix Resurrections. Post review on that just about a week or two ago. Michael Nyquist plays as Vigo Tarasov. Alfie Allen as Losif Tarasov. William Dafoe as Marcus, Dean Winters as Avi, Adrienne Palicki as Miss Perkins, Omer Barnier as Gregory, Toby Leonard Moore as Victor, Daniel Bernhardt as Kirill, Bridget Monahan as Helen, John Leguizamo as Aurelio, Ian McShane as Winston, Bridget Regan as Eddie, and Lance Reddick as the hotel manager. John Wick is a film which basically is rated R, so and you guys know that this video is not intended for kids. So, here we go. John Wick basically revolves around John loses his wife due to a battle with, I'm assuming, some kind of cancer or other life-ending disease. He's basically left without any sort of companion or comfort, so his wife gets him a dog, and this dog John just loves. The relationship between man and best friend can never be understated, honestly. John just loves this dog. So John ends up going to some gas station and whatnot, and encounters some Russian dude, 20-something, Losif Tarasov. And basically Losif Tarasov is interested in the Mustang, in the 69 Mustang basically, and tries to get John to tries to get an offer out of John to get the Mustang, and then they sort of banter a little bit, and basically, all right, now we're gonna get into more spoilery details. Okay, so basic synopsis: John lost his wife. We have a bunch of thugs that try to sit there and cause some damage to him, and now we're getting to spoiler territory. So John goes home. He eventually gets away from Losif Tarasov and goes to sleep with his dog, the cute little dog. And basically, the Russian thugs break into his home and they destroy everything. They just completely massacre everything, and they basically beat up John Wick, and they kill his dog, basically. So John has to sit there and figure out what happened, of course. But unbeknownst to Losif Tarasov, he really messed up. He really messed up badly, pretty much. So Losif tries to go, basically turns in the car to this car dealer to try to get the Mustang sold and all, and basically the dealer there basically says, "Where did you get this car? Whose car is this?" And basically the Losif leaves with the car and all that after getting punched in the face by the car dealer. And then eventually John shows up at the dealership and is like, where's the car? Do you know where my car is? And the car dealer's like, yes, I know where your car is. Vigo's son was here and he took it. So basically Losif goes and runs to Daddy and whines about the car dealer punching him and all that, and Vigo calls the car dealer and was like, what happened, what's going on? And basically figures out that it was John Wick's car or whatever that Losif stole, and figures out that Losif killed the dog too. And Vigo's like all scared and worried and stuff, and tries to reach out to John. Meanwhile, John's sitting there and busting up his garage to get access to his weapons chest, pretty much. John basically gets to the weapons chest while Vigo's trying to frantically call him to figure out what John's gonna do, because he doesn't want John to go after his son, because John is an experienced assassin, pretty much. So John basically answers the phone and is just quietly breathing. Basically, while Vigo's like frantically trying to get John to talk to him. And basically John doesn't say anything and basically just hangs up the phone. Eventually John goes to a hotel, basically, and he ends up meeting up with Winston to discuss what's going on with Vigo, because he's trying to track down Losif. And John gets to work and he starts tracking down Losif, pretty much. He starts gunning down anybody that gets in his way, pretty much, like a badass. Vigo gets increasingly worried. He puts out a giant contract on John to get him to stop going after his son, pretty much. Basically an open contract for the assassins to go after him, and you end up having William Dafoe's character go after him as Marcus. He has a little sniper rifle. You have Adriana Palicki go after him as Miss Perkins. Miss Perkins is like a badass assassin that basically inflicts heavy damage onto John. John eventually does get away, and Miss Perkins is tied up, essentially watched by another friend of John's. That friend gets basically killed or whatever, and Miss Perkins gets freed. But because she broke the rules, she's not supposed to sit there and kill on hotel grounds. Winston basically has her killed or whatever. Along the way, you just have this amazing scene where John's just going after Losif inside of a little resort or whatever, and he's just gunning everybody down left and right. And he basically almost gets Losif, but Losif runs away in his bathing suit and basically is like, "Oh, I'm out of here," and gets out of there. And his buddy Gregory basically and him end up in some sort of safe house, while John goes to the bank where Vigo is hiding all his money after he gets a tip. And basically John burns the whole thing down like a badass. Then eventually end up at the final confrontation between Losif and John. And John just starts going ham and starts taking out everybody, while his buddy Gregory is just sitting there and playing video games, and Losif is just nervous as hell. Pretty much. John eventually succeeds in his mission and gets rid of Losif, but that's not all that happens. There's more that happens. I'm not gonna go any further than that, as I don't want the ending laid out there, but there are consequences for those that break the rules. There are consequences for those that break the rules, pretty much. So overall, how I felt about the film, tonally, is I felt that it really just captured its R rating, and since it's more of a hard R in some aspects, I leave this video up, I guess, as a test, just to see what happens. I think it'll be fine, because I pretty much set all my videos like this to not for kids anyway. John just basically goes ham. He kind of just really feels like he's like almost acting out Neo in this a little bit with the guns. Like he's just going ham on everybody in this film he can. And basically, this is a solid 9 out of 10 for me. I feel like they could have spent more time paying attention to the story. That's how I feel they should have went about it. they should have paid more attention to the story aspect and explained more of the world that they're in and who this assassin organization really is and why they have all these rules and such. Maybe more background on the hotel and more of John's past life would have been a nice touch on this film, but overall this film is a highly rated film in many different circles, and you should definitely give it a watch. I see no issues with it. It's mostly an action film. It's a man flick, as I like to call it. Not really a chick flick, if you get what I mean. But, you know, I hope that this review gives you some encouragement to go watch the film, and I hope, you know, that you'll check out the sequels to it as well. I'll probably be reviewing those some point in the future. Still gotta watch number 3. I've watched number 2 in the past. I'll have to give it a rewatch, and then I'll give a review on it, of course. I'm gonna try to release content on this channel a little bit more often. Yes, a Book of Boba Fett review will be coming in a few weeks' time when that series wraps up. I think there's about 3 weeks left. And then when that's over, I'm going to give a review on that. So that's a little look at future content, if you will. As for the next film I will review, it could be Gladiator, it could be John Wick 2 at this point. Just depends on how much time I have on my plate. But as always, I encourage you, to like, watch, and subscribe to Killer Film Reviews. I really appreciate the support from everybody. And I think this channel has a lot of potential going forward. Just leave me feedback on how I could improve in the comments below. I always appreciate that feedback, and I hope that you all have a great day and get out and watch a movie with some popcorn with your friends. And have a great time at the movie theaters. And thank you for watching this video.